Please settle down. The next, you need to attend the thought current, the energy knot. First knot is fantasy in root center. Listen. The first thought current is lack of integrity, fantasy based thinking. Thinking fantasy based stops your expansion, the possibility. In the relationships, thinking fantasy based takes away the love component, the friendliness component. Friendliness brings stability in any relationship. Please listen. Whether it is a relationship with mother or life partner, friend, whatever may be the relationship, the friendliness component brings stability. Friendliness component brings stability. Without friendliness, stability is never experienced. There is a beautiful story in tradition that whenever Krishna is tortured by the Gopikas, of course, 16,000 women lived around him. Naturally, there would have been enough of jealousy, these, that, everything. He will come to Arjuna. So when Krishna was giving Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was not able to really receive it like a guru-disciple relationship, because I know all your problems and you come to me. So understand the idea I am trying to express is that Arjuna was not able to listen to Krishna as a guru, and anyhow finally he listens, and then Vishwarupa he sees and then achieves some experience, and after everything is over, Arjuna asks, "Oh Krishna, because of the friendliness I had with you, I was not able to accept you as a guru, and it took a lot of time for you to give me the experience and enlightenment through Bhagavad Gita." Krishna says, never think it is because of friendliness you had the stable relationship. He beautifully makes a statement. In any relationship, the component of friendliness brings stability. The fantasy-based thinking destroys stability. Integrity-based thinking brings tremendous friendliness and stability. How many of you are able to cognize friendliness component brings stability in any relationship? Please raise your hand. Whether it is a son or a father or a spouse or a partner, fantasy-based thinking brings instability in any relationship. How many of you cognize? Please raise your hand. Because each of these has to become your inner cognition. Cognitive shift is the first step for transformation. Now, second, the energy block, the thought knot you need to break is inauthentic thinking. Constantly thinking about your life, everything in a very small scale. Listen, can you settle down? Listen. How many of you listen, then raise the hand? How many of you have the fantasy in your life, some corner of the world where nobody is there, just a small hut or one room apartment, you will live Just have your food, lie down and sleep, take bath in the beach, just spend your life like that. Raise your hand. This is complete inauthentic thinking. You always listen, you always fantasize your life in a very, very low level. Is it your maximum capability? Is it the peak of your mamakara, ahankara, anyakara? Then, why are we entertaining it? Even if you want to live in a beach on corner where nobody is there, visualize a palace. And why should you feel people should not be there around you? Because you are constantly battered by the wrong relationships. I don't feel people should not be around me. My vacation starts when more people are around me. People should not be around you is the deep fear, negativity you are suffering because of your battered, shaken, abused relationships for which you are responsible. How many of you cognize this? Why should vacation means no people around you? It's a wrong cognition. It's a wrong cognition. One guru in India who teaches some yoga, kriya and all that, he's so jealous of me. I said, why are you, Guruji, your stature, your organization, your structure, why should you be jealous of me? I am just a budding Sangha organization. Why do you? He said, now only I am learning. I should work tirelessly. For last 20-30 years, I always had this imagination of retirement idea. I wasted so much of my life with this retirement idea. When I heard your idea about vacation, I said, come on, this is what I am missing. He said, every time I am taking class, I am waiting to retire. But every time I am in the room, I am waiting to come to the class. I was not sleeping. I was sitting there, attending to some other brahmacharis, some other things, listening. I was just waiting. You guys will see all 21 days. I will be here at least few minutes before the session. Because I am waiting for you. I am just waiting for the clock to move. If I see you guys, and this is my commitment to you all, if I see you guys, your faces are bright, no tiredness, I'll extend the session even up to night 11-12. I am waiting to work with you guys. It is only the tiredness I see in your face. Ask me, okay, don't torture them. And that's the reason yesterday I ended the session little early. 4:30 yoga, I myself come. Actually, I go to the Ashramites yoga. Every day I come. I go there to that hall. Maybe from tomorrow I'll just come and wave at least and give you, see that everything is in place and then go. I have no problem. I have no problem. Basically, many of the wrong cognizances you carry makes your life hell. The idea of retirement you carry makes your whole yearning life as a hell, working period as hell. But modern day researchers are proving the man who retires dies quickly. Something like 7 years. Average, a man lives 7 years more if he doesn't retire. If he entertains, engages himself in some social service, some activity. How many want to live 7 years more on the planet Earth? Then come on, don't retire. Do not fantasize about retirement. If you just drop the fantasy of retiring, 7 more years you can live. and even the quality of health. How many of you read this research? It's available in the net. It's available. How many of you have read this research? It's done by a thorough university. And I think 3 or 4 universities have collaborated and then did this research. They worked on various samples from different countries. I think they took something like 70,000 samples. And then they came up, no problem. So actually now, till today evening, the sessions are all more only introductory. I'm not going to be working on any big thing. I'm only preparing you for writing, internationalizing, and doing the simple kriyas, preparing your body, especially your body has to cool down. Did you all start doing the panchakriyas? Especially the pouring water on the nose, and did you all start? Please don't miss that, because I'm going to produce a lot of heat in your body when I awaken the non-mechanical parts of the brain. So cleaning the nose is compulsory, and enema, cleaning the nose, and that haritaki powder, that Ayurvedic powder, it heals your mouth ulcer and stomach ulcer. I tell you, if you don't take just 2 days that powder and do these kriyas, you will have mouth ulcer and stomach ulcer. That is the reason. So please do not miss the haritaki powder, enema, and the pouring water and cleaning the nose. Tube, if you can't, it's okay. Try. Tube is not for cooling, but for the effective pranayama. If you use the tube and clean, the prana, the life energy you can hold in your lungs and digest will become double. That is why. The effect of your pranayama, if you do, see, yesterday and today what you did, you did not have a pranayama in that. It's only a simple technique. But from tomorrow you will be having pranayamas. Pranayama means inhaling, holding, and exhaling. The ability to digest the energy into your system will become double if you clean the nose with the tube. So cleaning the eyes, very important, because eyes have to become cool. See, when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, your visualization capacity will increase. That will directly increase the heat in the eyes. First thing. Second, I am also wearing the glass, it's not power glass. It's for the light reflection. Light reflection. So your eyes will directly get heated up. So you have to clean the eyes every day. Second, the container, water through left, one through right. Sorry, one through right to left, one through left to right, so that your body is cool. And then haritaki powder, at least 1 spoon. And you can even take it in a small spoon, that is okay. 1 spoon and enema. Only then you will be able to go through these kriyas. If I don't see tiredness in your face, I can increase the number of kriyas and the type of pranayamas. You see, I have a 3-level inner awakening. Level A, level B, level C. Based on the participants' ability to come with me, I can take you to the A level or next, A plus or A plus plus. I can. So now it is up to your participation. Anyhow, let us come back to the subject. How many of you took the haritaki powder and early morning woke up sharp? Because your stomach? Good. The second thought current we are going to break, the second energy block we are going to break is constant hangover of fear and fear-based inauthentic thinking. Please listen. First we saw fantasy-based thinking without integrity. Now fear-based thinking without authenticity. Whenever you are inauthentic in your being, with your being, you experience hangover of fear. Please listen. In any space of your life, spectrum of your life, if you feel fear, there will be inauthenticity and you will be fighting in a losing race. Listen. Running away from your problem is always a losing race. Running away from your problems is always losing race. Any spectrum of your life, if you have fear, there is inauthenticity. There is inauthenticity. You are not how you should be, how you want to be. Somewhere you are compromising, either because of your laziness or boredom, unawareness. How many of you cognize what I am saying? In any field, whether it is a fear in the relationships, fear in the money, fear in the enlightenment, fear in your profession, fear in the life, any field, fear grows on inauthenticity. Inauthenticity with your integrity. Now time for internalizing. Please listen. Internalizing means internalizing and analyzing, both. Together is called internalizing. Scan your life and identify all fears that exist in your life. Fear of losing money, name and fame, identity, job, spirituality. Fear of losing some relationships, near and dear one, their love, death, everything, whatever fears you have, identify. Second, for each fear, look deeply and identify where you are not being in integrity with your thoughts, words and beliefs related to that fear. And the third, here the third question is not there, I want you to add, find out where all you are not being in authenticity with your peak possibility. All of you are able to understand the third question? I will repeat once more. Find out, for each fear, look deeply and identify where all you are not being authentic, where all you are inauthentic with your thoughts, words and beliefs related to that fear. That's all. Project it. It's time for internalizing.